What do you know what that AEAF lock means?
As fuck, fuck.
A flock of seagulls?
AF?
AEAF lock.
I don't know ACDC. I don't know.
I know ABCDE.
Okay.
Do you notice anything different about me?
You ate a lot this evening.
No, I was referring to my hair.
You're growing out like Richard Gere. You
notice it looks longer?
I like it. It's getting a little sexy.
Kelly wants me to grow my hair long.
And then we're gonna
like some dude she saw on Instagram.
And then we're gonna blow dry it out, and we're gonna make it look all hot and sexy, and a lot of hair, silver foxes. Look at, see, you're already looking so hot.
This is your Daily Smash for Thursday, April 23rd. Thursday? No, Wednesday.
No.
Wednesday. Sorry. This is your Daily Smash for Wednesday, April 23rd. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
Yesterday I said 2024 and I had to edit it out.
Shut up.
I said 2024. I don't think you heard me.
Oh my God.
So I just cut it out.
We just had the biggest meal.
At the alley on the PCH in Newport Beach.
Have you guys ever thought about, like, okay, we worked out this morning at 7 and we don't eat until noon. So at noon, I was starving. He had a protein shake. I get these little things at Jan's, and they're like tuna, and they roll it up in like paper, seaweed paper. I don't know. It's so good, though.
Tuna fish.
Yeah, tuna fish.
Like a tuna fish sandwich, but chopped into slices like a tuna roll, like a sushi roll.
But it's low carb.
And then you put it in a peanut sauce.
It's so good at Jan's, if you've ever been.
I love that place.
And
yes.
So Rick goes, I was drinking his milkshake, of course, but we share everything.
Yeah, we do.
And
protein shake.
So he was eating some of my meal today, and I only ate 3 of them, and then I left, whatever. But we kind of got into it a little bit about who was eating whom's food.
That's a story you want to tell?
It was kind of a funny story. Then we were like, it was so stupid.
It was the stupidest.
I was like, this is our fights. I thought it was a funny fight.
You know what's not funny? This weapon right here. Do you feel how heavy that is? Feel that.
Oh, wow.
You can beat somebody with that thing. That's the handle for our giant refrigerator and freezer and wine cooler.
We got all of our stuff from Emtek.
Oh, show them that little baby handle. I think that's the 6-inch. Is that the 4-inch or that's the 6-inch, I think. And we have a lot of those, like 50 of them.
Well, we have a lot of
those knobs.
Knobs.
They're all being installed on this day, Wednesday, not Thursday, Wednesday. So you see the new doors. We showed you the new knobs and pulls. Megan's kid.
Okay, so this is the funniest stories. I don't know what we're talking about, but we were talking about how you give somebody something and then you want it back, right? And
what's that called?
Well, just listen. I'm going to tell the story because I thought this was kind of apropos. Mm-hmm. I didn't tell you about what happened. So she sits and we're sitting down, and she has a staging company. We're at her place earlier, and I'm picking out furniture for this room. Mm. And she goes, Chase and Jolie grew up together since they were like 5 years old. And she's like, Chase works for her. And she's like, Chase was so funny. So we went out to this place called Cassidy's on Friday, and we were getting drinks. It's at like a dive bar in Newport Beach. Mm-hmm. And we rolled in,
burgers.
And we rolled in, and we met this couple that owned this hat company, or it's a water company called Bored and Thirsty, or Thirsty and Bored, one of the two. Mm-hmm. And we're like, oh my God, that hat's so funny. So they went outside and they gave all of us hats.
Very nice.
So I came home and I wore it, and Rick goes, oh my God, that's a funny hat.
And she gave it to me.
And I gave it to Rick. And so
Thirsty and Bored.
So Megan was with her boyfriend, Johnny, and they got 2. So she thought it was funny. She's like, hey, wear this hat. Like, everyone's laughing at us. Like, this is hilarious. To Chase, he's 18. He's Jolie's age. And so she gives it to him, and he's like, okay, whatever. So she takes the hat in his room and she puts it on and she starts like cleaning or do whatever she's doing around the house.
Moving my mic because I'm taking my jacket off.
And he gets mad and he goes, "Wait, what are you doing?" He's like, "You just gave me that bored and thirsty hat. Like, why did you take it back?" He's like, "That's not cool." She's like, "Oh, are you saying I'm an Indian giver?" And then he goes, "What's that?" and we died laughing because, you know, you can't say anything. You can't even say master bedroom, okay? You can't say anything. You can't say anything that might be offensive to anyone. So
that phrase is no longer acceptable. Indian giver.
Indian giver is not. So
you can't say Indian style.
You can't say Indian style.
Mm-hmm.
You have
we
to
grew
say
up with those things.
We have to say crisscross applesauce.
Oh.
Okay, so
that's
anyway,
what you have to say?
I'm like, speaking of Indian givers, so this girl, Mattel, that owns Jessica Barra, she sends me over to this place across the street that's doing resale, right? Like the real.
Oh.
And I've never worn this. And I really don't think I ever would.
And they gifted you a bag,
and they
right?
gifted me this in New Jersey, this Chanel bag.
I remember you telling me about that. That was when I was working in New York at Newsmax.
Right.
And you went shopping over there. They
It's got
invited
the card.
you over.
It's real. I have legit a crap load of these, okay?
Okay.
Right?
So,
but it's
nice
not
bag.
it's not in the most perfect condition, okay? It's not
pristine.
They gave me the worst of the worst of the worst. And by the way, I honestly would never ever wear this. So the girls got mad that no one went to their shop. I mean, they're probably imploding, whatever. This was back in December.
But they asked you to post for them and you did.
And I did.
You posted for
I
them.
posted for them. But they wanted me to post more. I said, I only post, I'll post for you. I'll post 3 things, but I'm not going to post every single day.
You're not going to continue to post.
And no, no.
Posts are worth thousands of dollars.
I'll post my Make Wellness. I'll post this stuff that actually works for me.
You mean your SOULLIFE mineral supplements?
Yes, like that. And by the way, I didn't take them this morning. I took my Make this morning before our workout.
So did I. I take my Lean and my Fit, and it's working. But magnesium at night and in the morning.
I'm going to take a glutathione.
I'm going to take my minerals now because I didn't take them earlier.
I take other vitamins, and then I take all of my minerals.
Thanks again, April. I'm going to fill this up for our Florida trip. We're going to Florida for 2 weeks. Are you excited?
And I have a house sitter here.
Are you excited to go to Florida?
So, wait, listen to this.
Oh, sorry.
Talking about Indian givers right now.
Right.
So Mattel is a sweetheart. She owns Jessica Barra, hard worker. And she goes, hi. She writes this thing. She goes, hi, Kelly, how are you? The company with the bag reached out to me again, asked me if they can send it back since you never did the post. I did the post. This is back in December 17th. I hate to get in the middle but the day, and I get it, I helped close the deal. You guys did agree to set amount of post. I did do the post.
When did she send you that one?
This was just, she just sent me this. And this was
She just sent you that?
Yeah.
And they
did give you a better bag to make you feel comfortable with the agreement.
Oh. Okay, well, Kelly
did
post.
And I was like, you know what? I did post. But now that you're being an Indian giver.
There it is.
I will give you
the bag back?
effing bag back. Okay?
She don't want your damn bag.
I don't want your damn bag.
Now you went and ruined it. See
I
that?
go, I'll be happy to ship the ugly Chanel piece of crap bag that I've never worn once.
But what do you say in exchange for Indian
But I already
giver?
bought it.
What do you have to say now instead of Indian giver? What do you say?
Yeah, what do you say? Like, how do you even reference that? Because everyone's so freaking woke and everyone's so sensitive, you can't say a gosh darn thing anymore.
You can't say a gosh darn thing. You cannot.
So
Reform.
I said, Kelly Leventhal, I'll mail you some new goodies as well. Okay, I
Oh,
like
that's
Jessica
nice.
Barra. I like Mattel.
Jessica Barra looks so good on you.
I like her.
This is not a reflection on Jessica Barra.
No, she's the one that
Love
did. She's
you
the
and
one that
Jessica
brokered the deal.
Yeah, but you
Okay?
look so good in their stuff.
And I love her. I love her.
So
So
good.
she sends me the shipping label today.
Yeah.
Hi, here's the label. No, they didn't ask. I asked her if you guys worked out everything out, and she said she was disappointed.
Aw.
She's a good friend of mine, like you are, and I was the person that made the introduction. I wasn't trying to upset you or her. Remember when you didn't want to take the bag, and I asked you if you wanted one of the nicer bags. You know what? At this point, she can have the bag back.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
SOULLIFE.com/Rick and Kelly. Buy 2+. What kind do you recommend they start with? Selenda and Re-Kick?
Well,
It's a great way to start, but you also need your magnesium.
I woke up at 2:00 in the morning. We both did.
We did. We took our magnesium at 2 a.m. because we didn't take it when we
did.
went to bed. So we
We
took
did.
it at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It helps you sleep. It really does. And refills are a new product. SOULLIFE.com/Rick and Kelly. Buy 2 or more bottles and auto order. You'll get $20 off every bottle. Stuff is, it's amazing. Highly absorbable, all organic.
But the word of the day is Indian giver.
Okay. So this morning, after the gym, we showered, got dressed, and we went and saw Steve Hilton announce he's running for governor of California in Huntington Beach. They had a stage set up, and I do have highlights. I know you shot some stuff too. Share a little bit. But I can't use the stuff with the music, but here's a little bit of Steve Hilton.
The highest unemployment they gave us, the highest taxes, the lowest income growth last year, the worst business climate in America, 10 years in a row. This is why we need to act now. It is now or never, because if we don't change direction, it will be another 15 years of stagnation and decline. And California is too important to let that happen. We are not going to let that happen to the greatest, most fantastic state in this great nation of ours. We are not going to let California slide into decline.
Very big crowd. I saw Matt Gaetz there,
Yes.
and he's a former Florida, you may know, Florida congressman who had some controversy.
I like that guy.
He was going to be attorney general. Remember that?
Yeah.
Nominated, and they were like, maybe not. So now
He's
got
like
his
a
own.
frat boy. I love that guy.
He is like a frat boy. He's got but very bright guy, married to a wonderful lady, and
Palmer Lucky's.
they live further south than us. He has a show now on another network. But nice guy. I talked to him for a little bit. But Steve is charismatic. He is.
But I do feel that the tide is turning in California. We're going to make that California revolution happen.
Let's move on to an issue down in Florida in the news now.
In the news.
Florida condo owners are scrambling to sell, and it's overwhelming the market.
Well, that's when you buy. Let's go buy one right now.
Okay. A wave of financial strain is sweeping through Florida's condominium market, pushing owners to the breaking point, flooding the area with for sale signs. Skyrocketing insurance premiums, unexpected repair assessments, and restrictive lending practices have turned the dream of coastal living into a costly burden for many. This they give an example of a couple that moved to Punta Gorda in 2021.
Where's that?
During the pandemic. I think that's on the west coast of Florida, Punta Gorda.
Is that like Naples?
Like in that area, I think. They paid $319,000 for a third floor condo, which they called wildly affordable, but it didn't last. Within 2 years, a hurricane.
I think anything under $500,000 is, I'm sorry, in my opinion, free.
But listen,
I mean,
it's not free because within 2 years, a hurricane doubled their insurance costs. There was a $7,200 special assessment for building upgrades. And then homeowners association fees jumped 25% and then jumped again. So all of their costs went up dramatically over a short period of time. So what looked really affordable, and for many people now, is becoming unaffordable.
Because they have assessments.
The assessments and high insurance rates. And you know what those HOAs are like.
It was so funny. So I was doing a cost comparison for Rick yesterday because I get these Redfin things on Florida, and then I get them from here. So there's this place called Villa Point. It's on Jamboree and PCH. Cute community right off the beach next to Balboa Island. It's $1,200 a square foot for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. In Florida, it's the same.
Same
Same price.
Per square foot.
Per square foot. But I always look at HOAs. So I went down, and the HOA in Florida was $2,300
a month.
And here in California was $600. Okay, in
$600.
So California, okay, we have all these taxes, all these things. Those HOAs in Florida are obnoxious, ridiculous. You're going to pay one way or another.
Right. They're equivalent in many cases to what you pay in California.
So a $2,300 HOA in Florida, which
some of them are $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 a month for the HOA, not for your
But with that HOA,
mortgage.
you get a lot. You get a gym, you get beach access, you get tennis courts.
Yeah.
You get there's things that come with that. So for us,
the more you pay, the better the building.
if I'm going to join a pickleball thing here, it's going to be $500. If I'm going to join a gym, it's $250. If all these things, we're still paying for them, but they're incorporated in the cost. The insurance, probably cable.
But
it's probably all in.
There's another reason why condos are in trouble in Florida.
Okay, tell me.
You remember the condo that fell
Oh yeah.
on the beach? There were new regulations enacted after that 2021 incident in Surfside that killed 98 people when the building collapsed. These rules requiring structural inspections and reserve funds for repairs had a compliance deadline of December 2024, yet fewer than 25% of Florida's condo associations have met those standards. So there are a lot of buildings, 20% of U.S. condos are in Florida, and over half of those are at least 30 years old. So these older condo buildings need major structural inspections and work in order to pass new regulations because of the collapsed building. And that costs a lot of money. So that means the value of every condo in any one of those buildings that has to go through all that drops dramatically. And you could say, oh, it's a great time to buy, but no, going in, you're going to have to invest a lot of money in assessments to rebuild that building to new standards.
Then I would have an investor come in and buy the whole thing and knock it down.
Yeah. Buying a new building, but then you're paying new building prices. I mean, it's
okay,
almost
then
like...
you don't buy a condo.
It's
I don't
just
like
something...
HOAs anyways.
I know. Well, when we
I
were
don't like
living...
HOAs.
I had a condo in Florida when I met Kelly.
We sold it, and Andy Cohen was giving me a hard time on that one.
The rules were driving us nuts. Like one time, I think I told the story, I backed into my parking space, and they called me and asked me to move my car.
How about during COVID, we're trying to sell it, they wouldn't let me in because we weren't married.
Yeah, they say only if you're married. Only married couples.
It's some whacked-out chick.
I'm like, we're together 24/7.
Because Ramona came in there, remember? She was like all fangirling out on us, and then all of a sudden she hated us.
Uh-huh. And I told her, well, we are married. She goes, oh, you are? I go, yeah, we're married.
It's none of our business.
Yeah, we're married.
You own the condo.
You want to see a marriage license? Do we have to prove it? Like, it was so stupid.
I'm like, I can't take this building. And by the way, it was like God's waiting room over there. It was. I was in my 40s. I think I was like 45 at the time. I'm like, I was 45 at the time. I'm like, I am not ready for this life yet.
Yeah.
Not even.
I had a neighbor who was 92 or 93. Nice guy.
That's when you should have got his phone number and said, hey, when you croak, let's let me buy this.
Hey, see, now you're talking. Now you need, yes.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Exactly how you do it.
So
because you got screwed out of that deal. Rick would have been $700,000 richer.
If I'd waited to sell it. Yeah, at least $500,000. If I'd waited 4 or 5 months, it was worth another $500,000. Easy.
That's okay. We made money in our stock.
We're getting it back right here. We're getting all that money back and then some.
Can I just tell you about our Patreon? So I came back today and I had to take everything out, rewrite everything by hand, which is a nightmare. Sorry, Becky from Gibraltar. I can't send that stuff to you. It's $10.50. I was counting them.
That's
just
the
that one
discounted
box.
rate for that, yeah. That one box.
It's going to be like $250 just to ship. Just to ship. I'm like,
Well, plus we bought the sweatshirts.
and I got.
But you know what? That's a nice gesture that we're doing for our VIPs on our Rick and Kelly show on Patreon. We're doing a nice thing for them because they've been very supportive of us, and that's the least we can do.
Okay, so I'm not doing this
Give
next
back.
time. I am going to have this lady that does Jeff Lewis's swag.
Yeah.
She ships. She does all the merch. She does
Yeah.
all. She's amazing.
So we're going to start
And it's
from the
50-50.
Yeah.
So we're going to start from scratch.
Yes, with all new slogans, new logos, do a whole new line of swag,
Yes, and she's going to help me.
and she'll handle the shipping and handling.
That's the hardest part.
It is. I have one of those label machines in a box somewhere. I was doing that. I was with the Shopify on the computer and running it through the thing, and then you got to bag it up
I
and box it
took
up.
logistics in college at ASU. It's like, I'm like, how does Amazon even do this? I know it's margins, but
They're dealing with huge
I don't know.
bulk.
I know.
Huge.
I just don't know
Huge
how
volume.
they do it.
Yeah, well, I can't do it. I don't have time to do it. I know you don't either. So we're going to let somebody else do it. We'll let you know when that
I
happens.
can't wait. I know. We got to get on. I'm going to get on that. Well, so this is my plan.
Okay.
I haven't studied anything on my real estate test
Yeah.
in like a couple of weeks. So for these 2 weeks that we're going to be in Florida, I'm going to dedicate 2 hours a day for 2 weeks to studying.
Okay, that's a great plan. 2 hours a day. Oops, every day.
Yeah. So I have to ship this bag back across the street from New Jersey.
Did you ask them their thoughts on that?
But if
Whether
you
they
guys wa-
agree that you should return that?
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
Because you did post for them. Even if they weren't happy with the post.
I
I
did
don't know why they
post.
wouldn't be happy with your post. You always
I did
post very
post.
enthusiastically.
Of course I did. If you guys want to go here, it's 23 North Dean Street, Inglewood. That's the store. If you guys want to go help out the Indian givers.
I was just about to say how nice it was that you advertised their store and then...
Yeah, I'm just saying. But if
Well,
you
they
guys
can buy
want,
this purse,
if you guys
'cause
want to
they'll
buy
have it in a
this
couple days.
Chanel bag, you guys go right at it. Go take a look.
What else do they have in there?
They have all kinds of stuff.
Is it like a real store? With
It's
all
just bags. I mean,
Oh,
they
okay.
had some pretty things, but I'm happy to give it back.
Okay.
If it makes you feel good, and if I just hate when people say I didn't do something I didn't do.
Right.
Like nobody works harder than me.
You do work hard.
Like
No, there's one person who works harder than you.
you. Well, he works way harder than I do.
Just a little bit. But that doesn't mean I don't appreciate
But
all
when
the work
when
that
I
you
have
do.
somebody gives me something or does something, there's nobody that puts 100% effort into something. So, you know what? Here's your karma. Indian giver. Yeah, so anyway.
On that
I'm
note-
bringing that word back because Trump's in town.
Okay. You heard it here first. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Bye, guys.